Victoria was the last state to implement a uniform QR code system. Has that presented an obstacle in the until today? In fact, it hasn't been mandatory for every business to just have the same code and everyone to have it on their phone.
No, look, it's been a requirement to do contact tracing and to have QR code systems operating for many months now. And we've said over a number of weeks recently that we've become increasingly concerned at low levels of compliance, so people are not checking in with whatever system is being used. That's why we've now moved it onto one system. But the fact remains, this has been a requirement for the easing of restrictions we started off at the beginning of this year and the end of last year was always contingent on good record keeping, so we knew who was in those venues. What we're seeing with this particular outbreak is examples of really good record keeping, and I'm so grateful to businesses and individuals for participating in that. But we have got a number of locations where we just don't think we've captured all the people who are at those venues. It's important we get hold of them now.
Other states had a uniform system in September last year. Why did it take us until May?
Well, look, we opened it up at the end of last year and said we need to ensure there are good QR code systems in place. A number of businesses came forward and ran a different set of systems. We allowed that, we kept a close eye on it. As we started to see that the performance wasn't what we needed to be, we've now, on the basis of the evidence that we've seen and really working closely with the business community, we've had to conclude that moving to one system was a more robust way of doing it, and that's what we've now done.
Why did it take us months to come to that realisation when other states did it 6 months ago?
Again, when we're talking to interstate colleagues, we've seen over the last couple of months, as Australia's had a lower experience of coronavirus in the community over the last few months, we're seeing lower levels of compliance with QR code systems in a number of other states, as we've seen in Victoria. We've talked about it now a number of times now over the last few weeks and said this is something that we as a community all need to deal with. Absolutely, moving onto a single platform makes it even easier for people to comply. Again, I'm grateful to everybody, in particular the business community, for the work they've done to get us on track so far. We've made a fast start with managing this outbreak. We're seeing good progress in dealing with the primary and close contacts we've identified. We're seeing good progress in getting negative results coming forward. But I am concerned that we've got people who haven't registered in, and that's what we need to focus on now.